In just 50 days, Naveen became skilled in business analytics. He doesn't have any prior experience, but the training and mock interviews helped him learn quickly and perform well. If you're interested, join us. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video for more updates. Hi Naveen, how are you?
Hello, sir. I am good.
Okay, Naveen, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello, I am Naveen. I have 3 years experience as a business analyst in banking domain, where I collaborate with stakeholders and tech team to gather, analyze, and document business requirements. My key responsibilities include stakeholder management, requirement illustration, documentation, user story creation, and UAT support to ensure business needs are translated into effective solution. My overall focus is to deliver end-to-end solution that meet business objective and provide better customer experience.
Okay, Naveen. So, could you please walk us through how does your day looks like as a BA?
Uh, as a business analyst, my activities include project. Daily, I'll attend a stand-up with development team and testers, ensuring final system meet business objective, tracking and managing JIRA, creating and updating user stories, and supporting in UAT testing, and reporting project updates and risks.
Okay, very good. And yeah, Naveen, could you please walk us through the project that you have done in your previous organization?
Okay. We done the project named Nexora, which is a comprehensive of digital banking platform. We developed it for our client located in Noida. Objectives of our Nexora is scalability, seamless, and user-friendly digital banking platform work across mobile and web. It is mainly for the retail banking customers to do their financial life cycles. Modules included in our Nexora is customer onboarding, account management, cards and services, security and portfolio management, loans and lending, and services and issue request. I acted as a business analyst in my project where I bridged between development team and tech team. I gathered the requirements from stakeholders and converted them into BRD, FRD, and created user stories and acceptance criteria and opt-in sign-off before meet IT team.
Very good. So, yeah, also Naveen, I see that you also possess experience in Power BI. So, could you please tell me what is exactly Power BI and what is your role in Power BI?
Yeah, okay. Power BI is mainly for the dashboard creates and presenting the tracking. So in my project, there was the login success rate for mobile application was 70%, causing user dropouts. I analyzed the using user logs and customer feedback and analyze the issue in the OTP failure and API response time. I proposed the improvements in authentication flow. After implementation, login success rate was increased to 92% and customer complaints decreased. I monitored the KPIs using system reports, backend logs, and dashboards. Presented improvements to stakeholders. The Power BI dashboards for my findings for the UAT production.
Okay, so you're saying that you use KPIs in order to track, in order to represent that KPIs, you use Power BI dashboards you will be creating,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Okay. Okay. Could you share your screen and write any one of the DAX query, DAX measure? So I hope you're aware what is DAX measure, right? So in
yes,
the Power BI,
yes,
as
yes.
part of KPI creation, it requires business analyst to create a DAX measure. So can you please share your screen and write down any one of the DAX measure that you're comfortable?
Yeah. So this is for the sum to know
Okay.
the total.
Okay. What will be the output we get?
Output we will get the total sales with a new column,
Okay, what will be the column name?
sales amount.
Okay.
So total sales.
Yes. Yes, it will be total sales, and the
Total
KPI
sales.
will be generated as per the condition which you are mentioned. Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah. So Naveen, do you know anything about SQL? Do you use as a business analyst SQL? If yes, on which context you will be using SQL?
Yes, SQL is structured query language used to create, insert, and manage the data from databases. I'll mainly use it for the UAT testing purpose for my final phase of testing. And next is for the Power BI dashboards to present improvements to the stakeholders. Next step, I'll use it further to find out root cause for the production users using technique 5 whys.
Okay, understood. So it's a requirement that you need to find the highest values by applying a
Yeah,
group by. So can you please write a query? You can take any table, but I want highest salary or highest values that need to be
yeah.
fetched.
Oh,
Okay, Naveen, can you please explain the logic?
yeah, okay. Here we are selecting the department and the salary with the maximum as a top salary. So here we can expect the output like columns, department ID and the salary as a top salary. Next, we are getting the data from employee table and we are group buying with the department ID means we will get the department wise accordingly.
Okay, well, thank you. And yeah, so my next question would be on SQL was what is joins according to you?
Okay. Joins is the combining the multiple tables to get the matching data. Here we have the four types of joins. One is inner join, left join, right join, and full join. Inner join gives only the matching rows from both table. Left join gives all data from left and matching from the right table. Right table gives all data from right table and matching from left table. Full table gives all the fully matched or unmatched data.
Okay, very good. Okay, let's move to integration. So as a business analyst, you will be often working on the integration projects as well. So do you have an experience? If yes, so could you please share us like what exactly you going to do or what you are going to contribute when it comes to integration project as a BA, because it includes some technicality. So how do you ensure that the both requirements are properly gathered as a BA?
Yes. Yes, I have experience working on integration project. In my previous operation team application, we had the requirements from on gathering the newly onboarded customers data from Nexora application into bank application. As a business analyst, I gathered the requirements by stakeholders, resource, and the system. I'll confirm what data needs to be transferred. I prepared to source to target by mapping data and shared with development team. I'll create user stories with acceptance criteria, validated API integration using Postman.
Okay, very good. Uh, a follow-up questions to the integration project that so which tool you use when it comes to validating API data?
Yeah, I will use the Postman tool.
Okay, what are the HTTP methods that are available in API?
Here, HTTP methods we have the four. One is the get to view the data, post to create the new data, and put to update the existing data. Delete is used to specifically partly delete the data.
All right. And what is the 200 status code?
200 status is for the OK. The request worked successfully.
Okay, what is 201?
201 is a created a new record was successfully made.
No. I hope you have a good understanding on banking domain, right? As you worked.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir.
Could you please tell me what is Swift?
Sir, once again, can you go through?
Could you please let us know what is Swift?
Sir,
Is the
Swift is a
yes.
international transaction. It is like regulatory. regulator body in the international. In India, we will use NEFT RTGS, like same the purpose we will use the amount transfer to the other foreign countries. It is a not a tool, it is a messaging, regulatory messaging. When we transfer to the external country, we will get the instant updates that will become based on the Swift. And we have different types of Swift codes that depends on the country to country.
Okay, in your current project, is 50s included?
Yes, that is in the under process. First, our focus is on domestic banking experience. After it will be a success, we will going to introduce the international transactions like using Swift.
Okay, very good. And as a BA, how do you gather requirements? Could you walk us through the steps?
So, to gather requirements, I won't go with the one technique. I'll use the multi-technique approach. First, I'll connect with stakeholders using interview to gather requirements end to end. Later, I'll use a brainstorming session to generate ideas. Then, I'll use the shadowing technique by sitting with the existing employees on their current system, how they're working, or any hidden or missed by stakeholders. Later, I document in the RTM requirement traceability matrix from initial phase to final testing phase, ensure nothing is missed. Not only writing, I'll create mockups, wireframe diagrams, and process flow diagrams to visualize expected output. Later, I'll document in BRD, FRD, user story, and acceptance criteria, and obtain sign up from stakeholders before meet IT team.
Okay, very good. If the stakeholders are unclear, what you do as a BA? Could you take us any situation that you handle in your previous project?
In my project, where transaction inside dashboard requirements were unclear, I handled it by creating mockups, process flow diagrams, and asking the structured questions. Then to visualize the expected output. Finally, I created user story and acceptance criteria based on the feedback for clarify the development and testing team.
Okay, which L station technique you have applied here?
Here, I'll apply the prototype technique for the mockups and wireframe diagrams
Okay, very good.
to
Okay,
visualize the expected output.
okay, very good. Okay, so what is the key difference between user story and feature?
Epic is a large business goal that is difficult to go in one. Feature is a specific function that is another step can't deliver in the capable. And the final is the user story. User story is simple and easier to understand from the user's point of view. It have a, as a I want to so that is the format. And
Okay,
we have done acceptance criteria in two types from the user point of view. Another one is jerkin method.
okay. What is the format for Jerkin method to acceptance?
Given I given Venda and Denda.
Very good, thank you. And so, what tools as a BA you use in the work environment?
Yeah. First, I'll use the JIRA tool to track our project. Next, I'll use the Balsamic tool to create wireframes to visualize outputs. And next, SQL to interact with database and Power BI to interact and present our improvements in a dashboard format to the stakeholders. Like I'll use another tools like Pencil, Postman, like these tools we will use in our regular day-to-day work.
Okay, okay. What is the difference between product backlog and sprint backlog?
Okay. Product backlog is a collection of all the requirements, and a sprint backlog is a selecting the list from the product backlog for ongoing sprint.
Okay, very good. Okay, could you tell me like how do you handle change request? Could you take one situation if you had handled it in your projects earlier? Could you give us the situation? Walk us through the situation.
Okay. In my project, stakeholders were requested to modify the transaction flow by adding additional OTP verification before beneficiary selection. As a business analyst, I handled it end to end. First, I'll gather the requirements from stakeholders. Next, I check the request against BRT and project scope document. Later, I done the impact analysis on resource, mobile application developer, and backend developer required timeline, additional 1 week efforts. Risk, it is a risk reducing step, but additional step included to the users. Then I'll connect it with developers, QA, and compliance team. After, I'll mark it as a high priority due to it is a regulatory requirement. And finally, I'll update the change requirement document with approvals and traceability. This ensures that we modify the requirements without affecting the live ongoing project.
Very good. Okay, appreciated the way you handle. I really like.
Thank
Okay, how do you prioritize the requirements as a BA?
To prioritize requirements, first I'll check with the business value, urgency, dependency, and risk. With this four, I'll use a technique called must have, should have, could have, and won't have.
Okay, okay, very good. Okay, is there any situation where you improved the business process that was brought value to the project? Could you take us the situation?
Yes, in my project, there was a multiple failed UPI transaction due to auto reversal functional missing. As a business analyst, I analyze this issue using user logs and customer feedbacks and propose the mechanism reversal within 24 hours for failed transaction. After implementation, customer complaints were decreased by 35% and customer trust increased. After the overall, my focus is to improve the requirements where it facing the issue.
Okay. All right. So, can you tell me what is the difference between BRD and FRD?
BRD is a business requirement documentation. It is a high-level document. It contains business goals and needs. It answers what business should want and why from the stakeholders' view. Where FRD is a functional requirement document. It explains how system should meet business requirements. It answers what functions or feature system should provide.
Okay, very good. And also tell me, like, what are the Scrum ceremonies that are available?
Scrum ceremonies are four. One is sprint planning, daily stand-up, sprint review, and sprint retrospective.
Okay. Among these four, what are the two meetings or Scrum ceremonies that are most important for BA?
Okay. In my project also, I use the two. One is the sprint planning. Another one is the daily stand-up. Sprint planning we will do beginning of the sprint, usually every 2 weeks. And daily stand-up I will join with the development team and the QA team. In this we will discuss what we achieved yesterday, what we are going to achieve today, and is there any blockers.
Okay. And what about the sprint demo?
Sprint review. Another one is sprint
Yes.
retrospective.
Okay. What is sprint review?
Sprint review is the uh, what the work is pending and how it we completed the sprint. Is there any loopholes like that? Any issues we will rectify in the sprint review?
Okay. Very good. So, Navin, can you tell me, like, how does you uh, focus on UAT testing? What is UAT testing and how do you handle this until we get the sign off from the users? What process you follow?
UAT is a user acceptance test. I will do creating UAT scenarios based on business requirement and uh, tracking and managing JIRA, supporting business users in testing, and connecting with stakeholders for the requirements, and often sign off before project go live.
Okay. So what in case if they have found that any unusual behavior, something they were expected was not met? How do you ensure?
First, I'll check the severity. If it is like logging or payments, I'll connect with stakeholders and inform the block the release. Then I'll immediately connect with development team and QA team to fix the issue, retest, and UAT from the business users. If issue unresolved in a time, then I'll take a risk-based approach and giving the solution, postponing the release. My overall focus is to meet the business objective with working product.
All right, thank you. And what is exactly gap analysis? Did you ever apply it in your project? If yes, could you take us the situation?
Yes. Gap analysis is means comparing present state with the desired state. In my project, users were able to view transactions, but there was no real-time fraud alert system. Current state, no real-time fraud alert system, no instant alerts, and no audit logging for fraud events. Desired state, real-time fraud alerts within 2 seconds, instant alert, SMS, email, or push notification, transaction freeze option for suspicious activity, and audit logs for all fraud events. As a business analyst, I analyze the issue using user logs and customer feedbacks and identify the gap, propose the improvements in real-time mechanism within 2 seconds and audit logs for all fraud events. After implementation, customer complaints decreased, customer trust increased, and customer onboarding also increased.
Okay, very good. And can you tell me, like,
What is exactly use case?
Use case.
Yes, use case
Uh,
diagram.
okay, use case diagram is a it will be understanding from the user's point of view. In this, we have the mainly system and the client. Another one is the who are going to use this system. We will create a use case diagrams from the user's point of view to
Okay.
understand for development team.
All right. So Naveen, as a BA, you will be bridging the gap between stakeholder and IT team, right? Let's assume that you got
Yes.
a requirement, and when it comes to explaining the same to the requirement to the development team, they were facing some issues when it comes to requirement in understanding. As a BA, what approach you will take for them to understand?
Yeah. Okay. Uh, in my project also we faced this issue where the transaction dashboard feature were understandable. So I created the mockups, wireframes, diagrams, and presented to visualize expected outcome. Then, based on feedback, created the user stories and acceptance criteria for clarify business development team and the testing team.
Okay, very good. And what is UML diagrams according to you? Did you
Ye-
use UML diagrams or process flow diagrams?
Yes, in my project, we were used UML diagram is nothing but unified modeling language. When the user story is difficult, we will use the UML diagram. In UML diagram, we have different types of diagram like swimlane diagram, use case diagram, and uh, case statement diagram.
Okay, very good. And what is your role in deployment phase as a BA? What you will do
It
when there
depends.
is a release? When there is a release, let's assume what exactly you will be doing. Your role.
Sir, can I get one, sir?
Uh, there is a deployment is happening. What is your role? I mean, what exactly BA does? Hello, hello. What is the role of
Hello.
BA in deployment phase?
Okay. In deployment, I'll use the bit to UAT creating scenarios based on business requirement,
Mm-hmm.
where
Okay,
I'll track all the spaces in the RTM requirement traceability matrix. It is a documentation from initial phase to final testing phase. It ensures that nothing is missed. So
okay,
I'll follow this technique.
okay. So, uh, okay. Tell me, how do you handle conflict between multiple stakeholders?
Okay. In my project also we faced it. There was a conflict between product team and compliance team. Compliance team wants strict multi-step authentication for every transaction, where product team wants simplified one step for better customer experience. As a business analyst, I listened both stakeholders' concerns and found the root cause and made a joint discussion and proposed a risk-based solution that is for high-value transaction multi-step authentication, for low-value transaction simplified step. After this solution, both stakeholders were agreed mutually, and as a BA, I created all this process and shared.
Okay, okay. So, okay, in the JIRA, like, how exactly you will be creating user stories? So, where exactly you will be creating user stories? And can
Yeah,
you walk us through the steps how you create user
yeah,
stories?
okay. Okay. Jira is a tool where we can track and manage the project. In this, we will create a user stories in the product backlog section by creating the first we will create with Epic. Under the Epic, we will create user story. The format for user story is as a I want to show that, and
Okay,
we will uh, we will assign to the product owner.
okay. So let's assume that uh, there was a requirement, and they wanted it to be developed as a as quickly as possible. But there was another stakeholder. We're coming up with the one more requirement. So as a BA, how do you handle?
Okay. First, I'll gather the requirements and I'll check the how it will be impacting the business value. Then I'll do the impact analysis on resource, system, risk. Then after I'll connect with the stakeholder development team, taking the timeline and how much it's take the overall completion. Then I'll connect with again stakeholders and clearly explain them about duration and how it will be impact their business. If it is a low impact, I'll give him them the alternate solutions and other options. If there they don't satisfy with alter options and they want strictly, so then I will do the Moscow technique using must have, should have, could have, and won't have. By following this technique, I'll prioritize the requirements, then I'll go with the flow.
All right. Okay. What is KPI?
KPI is a key performance indicator. It is a visualization of previous and the present, how we went progress. In my project also we used it. In our application, user logging success rate for mobile application is only 70%, causing user dropouts. As a business analyst, I analyze the issue using user logs and customer feedbacks. Then I'll implemented the mechanism in the OTP verification and the API response time. After this implementation, login success rate were increased to 90%, customer complaints decreased. Then I'll monitor the KPI using system reports, backend logs, and dashboards, and presented improvements to the stakeholders.
Okay. What is the difference between Agile and Waterfall?
Agile is both are the models of Scrum. So Agile is a iterative and waterfall is the fixed. When we completed one step and other, we enter into a next step. We can't come back in the waterfall, but we can come into the Agile. Agile is a flexible.
Okay, Naveen. Naveen, if the domain is new, what precautions you will take in order to understand the requirement and entire project?
Okay. In my project, when I joined in a banking domain, where I followed the structure, first I'll understand the banking process and terminology. I'll read RBI guidelines and complaints, connected with subject matter expert, observed existing banking flow, and documented and validating understandings for stakeholders.
Okay. Okay, now very good. So yeah, I think that's it from my end. So yeah. So
Yeah,
is there anything from your end to ask?
yeah, okay. My doubt is in the next 6 months, what will be my role and work?
Okay, so you will be considering as a business analyst for a position, and your role looks like so, like whatever you briefed me, all these like bridging the gap between stakeholders and the IT team. So your mainly role includes that. So requirement gathering, stories, documentation, testing, supporting cross-functional team. So primarily these are the roles that you are going to handle.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Is there anything else?
Yeah, apart from this, nothing. So thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Navin. HR will get back to you.
Okay, thank you, sir.